Vitaly Shevel, CEO of GCS Ukraine and Regional Director for Baltics and CIS countries. Thank you, Kevin. Probably I'm not so good in English, so you can ask questions during the question and answer sessions if something is not understandable. Okay? Come on. Let's take a look at the region. Actually, this region, more correct name for this region is not CIS and Baltic, but former Soviet Union, because Baltic is not part of CIS, and probably you can see Georgia in the list of CIS, but actually it is not in CIS after war with Russia. CIS was created in 1991 after fall of USSR, and it consists now from 11 countries. Main facts about the region. This region is quite big, so I differ several sub-regions to easy understanding. First region is Slavic countries. It's Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus. They are quite similar. We speak the same language, Russian. At least we know Russian. We are related by historical past, by culture, by religion. The other region is Baltic, which consists of Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania. They are quite different from the rest of CIS because they are actually a part of European Union and they are more close to European Union, not to CIS. Caucasian countries, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia, completely different countries, and they are collected together in Caucasian countries by me, only by geographical criteria. Asian countries, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan. Personally, I name it just different stats. From the map on the first slide, you can learn that the major player in the region is Russian Federation. It's easy, it's quite big, it has strong resources, and historically we had a Russian Empire before Soviet Union, so Russian Federation played a great role in the region. Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, or Belarus, its official name of the state, Kazakhstan are most developed countries in the region. As I told, a lot of people in the countries can speak Russian. It's about old people who are quite Soviet. They can speak Russian. Young people sometimes do not speak Russian, especially in Baltic countries. As for economy, Russia, Kazakhstan, and Azerbaijan have positive balance, trade balance. It means export minus import. The other countries highly depends on import, particularly Ukraine highly depends on import. As for financial crisis, it reached most of the countries in the end of 2008. Now we are coming to some statistics. Don't pay too much attention to figures; they're boring. Just pay attention to resume. So this ranking are made by me according to growth of GDP in 2009, comparing it to 2008. As you see, green countries had growth of GDP; the other did not. Really, about figures, but figures 2009. I tried to search figures for 2010, but CIS Statistics Committee does not have them. I don't know why. It is export and import in millions USD about year 2008. You see, Russia is the biggest in terms of export and import. Then Kazakhstan, Ukraine, and Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is oil excavation country, so export and import, especially export, is big. As for the structure of international trade, as we see, 81% of export is international trade, I mean trade outside of CIS. And still 18% is the intra-CIS trade, I mean trade between countries, between participants of CIS. The same thing with import, 72% is external trade and 27% are internal trade. Before 1991 in Soviet Union, almost 100% of trade was internal trade, but now it is still high, about 20-30%. Industrial production. Personally, I like Ukraine is the most developed on this chart, but I'll tell you, you can see Russia here. I explain why. Russia is the largest industrial production country, so it is 5 times bigger than other states in total. So I can't manage to put it on this slide. So Ukraine is bigger on this side. Some summary: fall in industrial production in 2009 was nearly 14% in average. Some very brief information about different sectors of economy. Oil and gas. Oil production is different depending on country. The largest fall in 2009 was in Ukraine, but actually Ukraine is not very big oil excavation country, and Azerbaijan presented plus 8%. Azerbaijan is really big oil excavation country. Metallurgy, considerable fall, 25% compared with 2008. CIS follows both trends. Machine building, really great fall in production, especially as for automobiles, nearly 7%. Chemical industry, we see that this industry suffered a lot, especially Ukrainian and Kazakhstan. Belarus exposed growth trend. Belarus is something special because among other CIS countries, they are more close to Soviet traditions, so they're not so capitalistic as the other states now. Agriculture is sound, food industry is good, transport suffered a little bit. Building, you see, I wrote official figure is -3%. Explain why. This figure reflects only decrease in buildings which are erected and set in operation, but it does not reflect frozen construction works. The situation is worse than -3%. Financials. The monetary aggregates was reduced in the most CIS countries. Meanwhile, the share of cash in total loan raised considerably. In 2008, the most of states conducted policy of reducing the interest rates to make loans cheaper, actually. Such policy was provided by Azerbaijan, Russia, Ukraine. Belarus again increased to 14%. As I told, Belarus is something special. Okay, in 2010 we keep decreasing the rates, interest rates. Debts, consumer, in commercial, increased in all the states. Minimal growth is in Kyrgyzstan, but Kyrgyzstan is a very poor country, and credit industry is in infancy in this country, so the figure is low. The maximum in Kazakhstan is 430%. It's due to national Vitaly. Kazakhs don't like to pay debts at all. As for deposits, they're constantly growing, and the reason for that is, first reason is almost all governments put a ban on early termination of deposits, and the second reason is banks offer good rates for deposits, so they keep constantly growing.